So this should be somewhat review for you. I'm just going to do a couple examples, talk about one thing, and then you guys are going to do some, and then we'll go over it, and we'll call it a day. So, what am I looking for? Let's run over here. Okay. So this is 5.7, Pythagorean theorem. And can somebody tell me what the Pythagorean theorem is? A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. What is important about C? C is the hypotenuse. So, what type of triangles are we always going to have to use to be able to use the Pythagorean theorem? Right triangles, because you need to have the hypotenuse. A and B, it doesn't matter. They're both just a leg of the triangle. But C has to be the hypotenuse. Okay? So for our first example today, if I give you this triangle right here, and how about you guys do this and we'll see how well you remember the Pythagorean theorem. So here's your little triangle. I'm going to give you this side is 6 and this side is 4, and I want you to find the other side. Let's see if you remember how to do it. I just want to be able to check it out since I do. Okay, one thing I'm going to be doing in here more so is randomly calling you to do something, but here's what I have to do to be able to do this, okay? And you can hold me accountable. I have to tell you that I'm going to be doing that, because I'm that student that's like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous if I see that she's going to be drawing cards randomly. Because even though I love to talk, I get nervous. If I'm asked to talk, I can't do it. I get all scared, stage fright. So I have to tell you that I'm going to do it, and then I have to give you enough time to process it before I call on you. So I'll never be like, 17 plus 27,000. Yeah, Christine. I won't do that, okay? It'll be, I'll give you time to work on it, and it'll be something that it's not, I'm not trying to get you or anything like that. And you can always say pass if you don't know how to do it, okay?
Can say pass?
Huh? Yeah. Until we pass it all the way around the room, and it's something like, what's 2 plus 2? It's like, okay, seriously, no
So
one
you can
passes.
pass.
You can pass, but I will come back to you to answer. Okay, but you'll hear the correct answer before you have to. Okay? This is not mean to be scary. This was the one thing on my evaluation that I'm supposed to be trying more of. So, obviously I didn't prompt you for it, so we're not going to do that for this problem. But what is A for this?
6.
6. So I'm going to have 6 squared. What if you put A is 4? Is that wrong?
No.
No. Okay? Plus 4 squared is equal to C squared. That's what I don't know because that's my hypotenuse. Okay? If you notice in this class, we always kind of talk things out anyway, so it's not like I'm doing anything different. But 6 squared is what? 36. Plus 4 squared is 16. 36 plus 16 is 52. And I need to take the square root of both of them. Can I take the square root of 52? No. So I need to see if I can simplify this. Does 52 multiply by anything that's a perfect square? 4. 4 times what is 52? 13. What's the square root of 4? 2. And you can't take the square root of 13. So the answer is 2 times the square root of 13. okay? All right. Let's try one other one. No, let's talk about some of these. The triple. Okay, and if you look, this is our big question today. What are triples? Triples are when you've got three sides of the triangle that work with a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and all of them are perfect squares. Okay, so you get a whole number. You won't have a square root left. So the easiest triple to remember is 3, 4, 5. This is what we call a Pythagorean triple. I will tell you that on the ACT, this is very useful. If you can remember just 2 or 3 of these, it'll make your work time a lot faster because you won't have to do the Pythagorean theorem. If you see 2 sides are 3 and 4, then you know the third side is 5. If that third side is what? So what I'm asking is, when I give you 3, 4, and 5, 2 of them are legs and one's the hypotenuse. Which one is the hypotenuse? Why do you know that? Because it's the longest side, okay? So if I give you a triangle and I try to get tricky and I say this is 3 and this is 5, are you going to say this is 4? No. No, you're not, because 5 has to be the longest side, okay? So as long as the biggest number is your hypotenuse, then this works every single time. So the next one that is a good common one is 5, 12, 13. Which one's the hypotenuse here? 13. Okay, so now I'm going to call for the next one. Are you guys excited? I am. Okay, 8, 15, 17. Don't blurt it out. Skylar Miller. Which one is the hypotenuse? 17. Very good. See how that worked? I'm going to send this also. Okay, so when you have, here's the last triple. 7, 24, 25. This will always work out. If you are given 7 is one of the legs and 25 is the hypotenuse, then the other leg, if you have this memorized, is 24. I will tell you that on the ACT, these top 3 I see all the time. You don't have to have it memorized to get a good score on the ACT. It will just help you go quicker so you don't have to do the Pythagorean theorem to find the third side if you know the triples. Okay? It's just a little tip. Okay, let's do one more example. Let's do this one right here. And I'm going to be calling on someone to help me set it up. So I have this triangle here. I'm going to tell you this side is 12 and this side is 15. The unknown side is right here. So you guys on your paper set this up. Be very aware of what you have and what you don't have. Now let's make sure that you just have it set up correctly, and I'm going to ask for Colin to help me set it up. What do I have?
And I pass.
No, you do not.
Again, I got 5 and 12.
See? Okay,
Or 15 and 12.
okay, so I have the 15 is what side? The hypotenuse. So where am I going to put the 15 squared? C squared. Very good. C, you don't need to pass. And then what do you have on this side over here?
B. Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, B squared.
You have B squared, and then
And 12.
12 squared. Good. Very good. See, that wasn't scary, was it? Were you guys a little nervous?
Yeah.
Don't be, because you guys, you all work with me anyway, and you can always pass. I won't always say no, you can't pass. I already went back on my rule, so I'm sorry. I just knew that you'd know how to do it. I knew that all of you would, because we've done this before. Okay, so let's work this out. If you haven't already, finish this problem on your paper. Take about 1 more minute to do that. Okay, what is 12 squared?
144.
144. And then 15 squared gives me,
225.
oh, look at these squares. We should do a squares and cubes test. Okay, what do I do to solve for b squared here? Okay, subtract 144 over. So I have b squared is equal to, it should just be 81. That's what you got? Okay, very good. So b is equal to what? 9. Now, this is one that gives you whole numbers. So shouldn't this be considered a triple? Because the triples are when they give you whole numbers, okay? All three of them are whole numbers. I want you to remember 9, 12, 15, and we're going to go back up here to our triple list, and I will show you that we don't list 9, 12, and 15, because if you take this 3, 4, 5, and multiply each one by 3, you get 9, 12, 15. So any kind of multiple of these triples also works as a triple, okay? A lot of times we don't see that as clearly as when we just memorize these, but if you had 6, 8, and 10, that's also technically a triple because they're all whole numbers. But we just multiply each one by 2. Okay, here are the problems I'd like you to do, and then I'd like to go over them as soon as everybody is done. We're going to look on page 352. 2 through 4 and 6 through 8. And like I said, I want to go over this when everybody's done because this should not take us that long. But I want you to make sure you're asking for help if you've forgotten how to do Pythagorean theorem, because I'm kind of teaching today like we've already seen it because we saw it when we did distance formula. Okay?